And start recording. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the SHAC. Are we there? Is it working? Is the volume on? Steve Ellen, lovely Steve, you're in the building with me today. Please can you just let me know that the sound is fine? I changed the battery, so we should be working with gas. Let's have a look. Good to have your company. Come on in. Got loads to do today. Good morning, here they come. These mandalas take forever, don't they? But doesn't matter, they're beautiful, aren't they? I think so. I think they're lovely. Right, early to the party. Always good to be early to the party, isn't it? Come on in. Good morning, Debbie, Marion, Nellie, Claire, Marilyn. Lovely to have your company. Amazing how long we've been going. Do you know, I took a couple of notes. I think it's 125 hours we've been doodling together. Golly, 125 hours. That's no wonder we're getting good at it. I mean, if you were training to be a pilot and you did 125 flying hours, you'd be flying the plane by then, wouldn't you? Well, you'd hope you'd be flying the plane. Marion, I'm gonna be on catch up today. Yeah, well, I got up really early, Marion. So I thought I got to get ahead of the crowd here. I got to get ahead of the game. I'm the bus driver. I got to make sure that what I'm saying works. And the good news is, it does. So come on in, grab a seat. Lovely sunny day here. Did you see Venus and Mars in the sky? There was a beautiful crescent moon last night and the night before. And out of our bedroom window, at first you think it can't be, you know, but Venus was so bright in the sky, just south of the moon. Absolutely glorious. So we looked it up because I said, what is that? Is that a spaceship? Is that a plane? No, it's Venus. It was Venus. And then quite near to it, well, I say near to it, we're talking millions of light years away, okay? Amazing, really. It certainly right sizes this little planet, doesn't it? Sure does. So that's what I was doing at 6 o'clock this morning, was staring out of the window. It's dark now, isn't it? It stays dark longer and it gets dark earlier. So we're moving into that season. Come on in, grab a seat. Morning from sunny Surrey. Grüß dich, Heidi. Good to have your company too. So today at 10 o'clock, and it is already 10 o'clock, we're going to start knitting our doodles together because we've been working on a couple of really nice projects for the last couple of weeks, and now it's time to weave them into one piece of artwork. If you're up for it, welcome to the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative, stay home and craft, which is what we sensible people are doing, right? So let's have a cup of tea and then we'll crack on. How are you feeling? You okay? I know it's all over the place again, isn't it? It's all right though. Come on, we're not daft. If it's cold outside, we know we need to put a cardigan on. We need to put socks on. We don't run around in our flip-flops. We're not daft. We know that. And in the same way, you know what's going on. Keep distance. Wear a mask. Wash your hands every 20 seconds for 20 seconds. You can't go wrong. Stay away from people. Stay home and craft. It's not that hard to understand, is it? You know, and it's and you can. I mean, we're not all telepathic, and yet you know, don't you? You see a party in Piccadilly on Saturday night, and you think, okay, give it a fortnight, and then see what happens. It's so predictable, you know. You just see the cycle, don't you? See a rave in Blackpool, give it 2 weeks. How hard is that to grasp? Come on in, Ken. I know I'm having a moan. No, I'm not. this is a happy place. This is where we come to doodle. This is where we come to realign our thinking, to redirect all that negativity, get rid of it, out, rouse, rouse, rouse. Can't be doing with it. Bloody fear-mongering again. You know, I understand, you know, in the end, they've got to start pressing the panic button because nobody seems, well, we understand it, but the vast majority of people don't seem to be getting it, do they? And so I suppose they have to keep cranking up the fear levels until somebody out there grasps it, somebody that's not obeying or not compliant, you know, so they have to keep cranking up the, and there's us poor suckers who understood it without them even having to tell us. We're like that now, gripped. Oh my God, right? Well, you know what I mean. I think that the reason they're ramping up the you know, that again is so that some people out there who aren't listening will hear it. It's not hard to understand, is it? I was thinking, if I was a newsreader or if I was a reporter, what would I do right now? And I'd probably be barking, you know, and I probably would get fired for bad language. You cannot help the thoughts that come into your head though, can you? Right, we're ready? Before I bury myself here, come on in. It's good to have your company. Cool, we are half lucky we've got this little shack, I'm telling you. Right, so when we were together on Monday, look, do you know, I'm all dressed up because I'm going, well, it's a bit stupid really. It's Mum's birthday today. Happy birthday, Mum. And so we're all going, well, while we still can, we're going for a meal to Sheila's. So Sheila, if you're watching, we'll be there at 6. But the thing is, we're going to Sheila's to celebrate Mum's birthday because she lives close. And so I got all dressed up. And then I thought, well, silly me. It's pottery day. While I'm still allowed, I'm going to go to pottery too. So off with the clothes, on with the clothes, off with the clothes, on with the clothes. Anyway, Sheila, this is what I'm wearing tonight. I am going mad in it. Are you going mad in it? I'm definitely going mad in it. My alter ego over here is like, come on, we've got to break out. And this one over here, Sammy Safe, saying, you stay right where you are, madam. Right, come on. What we were doing a couple of weeks ago, we started on these wonderful mandalas, didn't we? Do you remember? Cool. What a treat. What a doodle treat. You know, I was looking at what we did today, what we did on Monday, and I thought, crikey, you know, we know I've come a long way. We know I've come a long way. So we've got that, right? And then on Monday, of course, we started, well, on another bit of tracing paper, we did the 4 seasons, didn't we? So let's have a look. We got spring. That came out nice. Of course, some of your artwork on Clarity Worldwide. God, blimey. Put me in my place. Right, summer. Thing is, though, remember we learned which ones to put in first. If you didn't do this on Monday with us, it's always, you can go and catch up. It's on YouTube and it's in Clarity Worldwide. You can go and have a look. It's not, this isn't hard. So we've got 4 little seasons, autumn. So it's the same tree, isn't it? All the way through. So that was, and the idea was that what we were going to do, the original idea, the doodle that I had, seems like ages ago now, was this idea. Do you remember that sort of, that partial art idea? This is really like very partial, isn't it? There's a little bit on the bottom and a little bit up the top. Right, so you can see, of course, that you're only using a little bit of it, right, little parts of it, right, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit round here, and it looks really sketchy, looks really nice, right? So this is one way to go, isn't it? So let's have a closer look at the sketch because this will give you a good idea. So you do the first round, then maybe you do all of that, but you only fill in a little bit of it. Then you only do a little bit of that, and you see how you break it down. So it shouldn't take too long, really. A lot of you have preferred to frame your work with a complete thing. So then there's obviously there's always all that in between, isn't there? There's very, very partial art. there's complete art. And then I thought this morning, while I was just getting my head straight and just making sure that it does work, I did one like this. Right, now this, for example, would be the way to go. Let's say you wanted to do, this is winter, and then but you wanted to put spring there. Or say you've got, right, I'm pushing the boat out now. Say you've got 2 grandchildren, right? And you want to put a photograph in here. This would make a fantastic frame. So you could do partial, then stop there, then do the next one in front of it so that they join together, and then you've got the apertures to put your photos in. You see, so and then you could put, and if you've got 3 grandchildren, then you put another one there. You see, so what you do is, if you want to overlap them, then that's a way to go. So you've got, and the other thing about this was, what I wanted to show you was what I thought would be a good idea is to have a look down the bottom, have a look at how I just stopped it, like literally midstream. Do you see? So you sort of just, because you think, well, how am I going to get that kind of arty, gritty, partial art idea? And really, literally, you just stop midstream, like that. Okay? It's nice though, isn't it? And I did a little bit of pencil. I did a bit of shading. If you look in the top section, I think personally, I would do less. I would do less of the doodle, but I wanted to get my eye in, and then I got caught in my head, and I just enjoyed the journey, really, the process for an hour before we got together. It's very, very relaxing. But you can see here that I've added a little bit of shadow here to give that dimension. You see, just add a little bit of shadow, and that's with a little bit of pencil work. You can really get a lot of lovely depth on a mandala, can't you? So I thought that then what I was going to show you today was how to put the 2 together. Now, there are tricks and tips on how to do this. We've done it all before, but let's go again. So what we should have in front of us now, let me just talk this through. We should have our mandala on one piece. Yeah, what have I got here? Let me just get a piece of copy paper so you can see it. So we've got our mandala on one piece of tracing paper with pencil, haven't we? If you haven't seen what we're doing, the way we managed to do this was with that wheel, that wonderful wheel from Lucy. And if you're new to the SHAC, ask Steve Ellen to show you, give you the link to the download for this, because this, my friends, is the key to the whole gig when it comes to the mandalas. This is the key. Designed by our Lucy, free for you. Right, so we've got that, and then on another piece of, let's just go with one of the, I'll put that there because in a minute I'm going to wonder where I put it. Let's just go with one of the middles. Go with any one you like. I did the winter just now, so I could go, let's do spring. Spring's a refreshing one. Let's do spring. Yeah, nice. Let's do spring with the fields. I like spring. Right, so I've got those 2 things. Now, alrighty, so what I've got to do now is I've got to transfer, somehow I've got to knit these two together. And I'm just going to use, if I'm going to use a piece of copy paper, which is what I did on this, I just use copy paper. See, because it's nice quality, it's not rubbish, and then I can wrap it around a canvas, I can do what I like. But I've got choices. See, the thing is with copy paper, it's translucent, so I could actually use a light source. But let's pretend that you haven't got a light wave, just for now. You will have, just for now. Let's just say that all you've got is 2 bits of tracing paper with 2 pictures, and now you want to put them together. But let's say you want to use a piece of card, right? Now, card's not translucent. You'd have a job getting a light through there so that you could actually trace it through. Never going to happen, right? Because it's very thick. Or say you want to put it on watercolour paper, or, you know, if you want to put it on parchment, happy days, translucent. But when you go into something thick, that's when we use our transfer. We flip it, we flip our work, and we transfer the art. So let's, am I going too fast? It's only because I've already done it once, so I know how it works. Come on, have a sip of tea. Chill. Be all right. It's only a bit of coffee paper or a bit. It's nothing special. Right. So now we've got a piece of card. We're going to start with a bit in the middle. We're going to start with a picture in the middle. So you drew it on this side, let's say. So now you're going to flip it over, right? And now it's looking the other way. So, for example, now this is the back. It's drawn on that side, and now this is the back. So what I'm going to do, let me take my masterpiece out of the way so I don't ruin that. Just keep it simple. Right, so now what we're going to do is use a piece of masking tape to hold it in place while we transfer our work. So bear in mind now that what we're doing here, we definitely want to hold this in place because otherwise it will move. So let's just put it there. Decide if you're doing a montage like I did, like that, then you've got to kind of work out where you want to position it on your larger piece. If you're just doing this for the hell of it, then put it where your heart desires. Right, so I'll put it there like that. I'll put it up there in that corner because it's spring. I might go spring, summer, autumn, fall. So I'll put it up there, leaving enough room for my mandala. And if I'm struggling with all that, look, if I do that, it goes up to that edge. There you go. That's if I was going to do the full load. Okay, so then I'll stick it down, sorted. So now what I've got to do in order to be able to draw it, I've got to transfer it. And the way to transfer it is to take another pencil. So, right, you could take an HB pencil or a harder pencil. You can take, an H is obviously hard, isn't it? I had an H pencil. H is quite good because it transfers. So we used an HB, which is softer. So that means there's quite a lot of graphite on here, which means it'd be quite easy. Now an H is harder. So for example, if I do this on an H, yeah, you can see it's quite, H stands for hard, the clue's in the letter. So we've got choices. You can use an HB. If that's all you've got in the cupboard, then for goodness sake, don't say, oh, I couldn't do it now because I haven't got an H pencil. If you want the gear, these are the ones. You've got all the different, you've got your H's, your 2H, your 3H. Steve will give you the link if you want them. But they're not necessary, that's what I'm saying. They're not necessary. You could do all of this. The only thing that was necessary in this process, apart from the pencil, was the tracing paper. That you did need. Right. So now we're going to transfer it. And so let me get my good glasses on. My good glasses, and then we'll start. All right? Chill. Let's chill. What we're going to do now is transfer. Let's see if it works. If I go in here now, let's just do a little bit, just so that you understand what the game is. If I go in there, look, see, I transfer the artwork. So the first thing I've got to do is transfer the frame. Round we go. And all I'm doing is pushing on the tracing paper, and I'm transferring the pencil mark to the other side, see? So this is quite a labour-intensive job. You understand, don't you? Because clearly, as I'm doing this, then I've got to do it all over again. So I've got to not only transfer my tracing, my sketch, but then I've got to redraw it in ink as well. So it is labour intensive, but the finished result is beautiful. And it's certainly a lot easier to do this, so you haven't got to trace anything out. Do you see? So it's you know, 6 of one, half dozen the other. Where are we going? Did you have anything that you needed to dash off to do? Sorry, that sounded really sarcastic. It wasn't intended to be sarcastic. But I just feel, what I find with this process, right, is that it takes your head out of, you know, out of the worry. It just moves you to a different place in your head, because you've got to go carefully, because otherwise if you miss the lines that you drew on the other side, then you won't get a transfer of the graphite or the lead. Right, so I could whistle round here and then miss everything. Let's have a look if it's working, shall we? There we are. You see? It is working. So this is a real basic. Let's get the little bird in. This is a real basic, simple transfer trick using tracing paper, okay? and then you go all the way around so you can get your eye in. And let's have a look. You can see where you've been because it's darker. It's just darker. So around we go like this. And let's not race. Is my head in the way or am I okay? There we are. Good. So if you've got any questions or you're looking for anything, ask Steve Ellen. He will help you. He will. So once you've got your main tree in actually, and your fields, look, see, it's up to you. You may say, well, actually, I don't need to do all the leaves. I can do them straight off in ink, you know. It's entirely up to you. Me personally, I transfer the whole lot. And then that way, when I go to use this again, which is this template, then I turn it the other way and then I transfer this ink. See, so it's a move, it's just like that. You just keep going like that. So the more nicely that you do this now, the more often you'll be able to use this work. Does that make sense? So you do all the little leaves if you choose to. Yeah. And again, as soon as you start, we calm down. It's funny, isn't it? It's phenomenal, really, how it works. So this is the transfer trick. Put the little leaves in, put the little flowers in. Maybe we could do the flowers freehand. Shall we push the boat out? I reckon we could, don't you? Yeah, I do actually. But we need the main branches in, that's for sure. See, it's 6 of one and half dozen of the other. If you don't do all of it on this side, then when you go to transfer it, all of it won't be there. See, so you cut corners now, and then your transfer template, for want of a better expression, isn't as effective because half the picture's missing. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Barbara? Yeah, I think so. I think she knows what she's talking about. Right, here we go. We've got these little chicks, look, with their mouths open. Can you see what I'm doing all right here? I think you can, can't you? What about this picture? Is that any better? Different perspective. Put these little rabbits in with the floppy tails, floppy ears. There we go. Bit of grass. I think we got there. Doesn't take long. I think the whole process from start to finish, it took me about an hour this morning when I was on it. Right, we've got the fields with the tram lines behind the tree. We've got this, let's go to this camera. Got this sweeping hill here behind the tree. Let's have it, just check that we're doing it and it's not moving. Yeah, see? Fabulous. So this is going to be ready to ink in a minute, you see? So I've got my tram lines ready for the machinery. So what you've got to remember is when you're doing this, you could do this on watercolour paper on any surface. It doesn't have to be see-through. See, so now I've got a few. There's a few leaves I haven't done in this area here, so I'm just going to persevere and put them in. Go around the back of the bird. There we go. Yeah, nice. Spring. Hope and promise, eh? I think the bottom line is at the moment, the only way, I can only speak for myself, the only way that I can cope my coping mechanism, if you like, is to take everything one day at a time. That's all. It's that easy. Just take one day at a time. All I've got to do today is do the right thing, get through today, be safe. So I'm going to spend an hour with you, and then I'm going to get dressed and go to pottery. I've got to do my blog, and then I'll go to pottery, and I must remember my mask, and then I'll come home, get dressed again, and then I'll go off to Medway. Dave will come and get me, and then we'll go to Sheila's and we'll have a lovely meal with my parents, and we'll celebrate my mum's birthday, and then we'll come home, and that is it. That is all I've got to do today. I can't do anything more than that. You see? I'll get up tomorrow morning, and then I'll deal with tomorrow. Exactly the same. Sun up, sun down. It comes up and it goes down, and all I've got to do is get up with it and go to bed, and make sure that I stay safe in between. And all the thinking and all the panicking and what, you know, and all the worry and all that won't change a damn thing. The sun will come up and the sun will go down again. And that's it. So today, my day's all mapped out. And it starts with you, good people, you see? And then, what are you going to do after the SHAC? Are you going to carry on? Are you going to carry on doing this? There's no crime against it, you know. Sometimes a lot of us, we feel we're not being productive enough at the moment, don't we? Because we can't go out, we can't do this, and we can't, you know. All you got to do is today. Do today, and then do tomorrow, and then do the next day. I can't start I was panicking about Christmas. So I thought, oh no, what are we going to do at Christmas? You know, what do I know? What we're going to do at Christmas? I've got a kid in New York that's insistent she's coming home. I've got a kid in California who insists he's coming home. And I think, well, I hate to break it to you, but at the moment we're only allowed to hang out with 6 of us, and there's 6 of us already here. So maybe we'd have to have Christmas in shifts. What do I know? You know, but I'm not going to worry about it, because today, all I'm worried about is how to get this picture on this piece of card without it sliding. And the other thing that I think is a lot of these things, they take care of themselves. We can worry and, you know, and try and control everything. And am I going to get a turkey? Who gives the monkeys? I'm not going to worry about a turkey right now. Somebody was freaking out about whether there was going to be enough turkeys for Christmas. I think, you know what? Let's not worry about that right now. It's not really crucial in the big picture right now. Honestly, they're out there, aren't they? So we're not going to worry about turkeys. We're not going to worry about Christmas. We're just going to sort this out today, tomorrow, all right? Oh dear. Right, so I've got my picture there. What a result. Look, it's perfect. And the best thing is that it's on this side as well as on that side. So if I wanted to, without wanting to state the obvious, right, I could now flip that over. Look, I could do a reflection. Wouldn't that look pretty? So then I could just transfer the same thing again. And then I could go, look, I'll make a whole row of them. If I've got nothing, hey, listen, I've just had an idea. You can make a whole row. Spring, so, see? Just go flip, 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 flip. And provided that you take your time doing it, your line art will be good for many, many, many generations of artwork, of transfer art. Now, so we've done that one, right? Let's just hold that thought for a minute, right? We've done that one, and we've done that, okay? Just as if all we've got is the tracing paper and that. Now, the way I did it on my copy paper, I've got to show you different options, because loads of you, right, especially when we get to the mandala, this is one thing. The mandala is a whole other ball of wax. So when you get to the mandala, let me show you something. It's all about the light wave. I just want to show you, because I know a lot of you clarity stampers, a lot of you are groovy people, a lot of you will already have the Lightwave. Before you go on the website and buy it, don't buy it yet. Don't buy it when I show you it now. Wait till next week. Wait till next week. If you decide you're gonna get it, just hold fire till Monday. Okay? I have a plan. I have a cunning plan. But if you do decide to get it, don't get it yet. Really don't. All right? Wait. So, Lightwave, let me show you how this works. So if, for example, I need to do this though on copy paper. So when I've got a piece of copy paper, let's pretend like, all right, just for the sake of argument, because I've already done it once, I don't need to, I'm gonna go the traditional road with you, because when I say traditional, what I mean is I'm going the more difficult, the transfer road with you, because that's what most of you will probably be doing. But if I was doing a light panel, look, so say I've got my ring round there. So the first thing I would do, instead of transferring, I'd take my picture and I'd copy it for a start, right? So you see, because it's copy paper, it's translucent. So I can go from here and and this is now comes the magic, right? What if I didn't want to, I can go straight in with my pen. I don't have to do it in pencil first. And that's what I did. So I took, for example, my 005 pen, you know the micron pens, I know I've got a box there. I thought I'll get these out just in case you wonder. These micron pens, I took the finest one, because when you go to the mandalas, they're so intricate, you definitely want the thinnest one of these, right? Again, if you haven't got these, you use a biro. It's really not important, but I know that a lot of you say, well, what pen are you using? It's the 005 of this set, right? And this is the thing, when you've got a Lightwave, you don't have to draw it first, okay? Does that make sense? So now I can take my picture, look, and I can go to my light panel like this. This is the Lightwave. See, it's got no light, dim light if you're working on other stuff, second light, third light, translucent. So I can see now. If just for the sake of argument, let me show you. If I was using my my card, look, I can't see through it. I can almost. You'd have to, actually, do you know what? I lie. If you put your right glasses on, Gray, you can actually see through the card. Well, hello. Come to mummy. You can't see that, can't see that, can't see that, can see that. So you could actually do it on card. Well, I stand corrected. However, if you haven't got a Lightwave, you've got to do it this way. Do you get it? Seriously, when I looked this morning, when I was doing this morning, I thought, I wonder if you can see through a card. And I looked, but obviously my eyes weren't working properly because I couldn't. And now I can. Doesn't matter, you know. It's good to know that, you know, it's like having, it's good to know how to do it traditionally, even if you've got a Lightwave. It's good to know how to do transfer tricks, because you'll come across a watercolor paper or something like that, and you won't be able to see through the card with your Lightwave, and then you won't know the trick. So the transfer trick is key. You know, it's like Velcro, isn't it? With all the shoes instead of laces. You still learn how to tie your laces even if you're wearing Velcro shoes, right? So it's the same sort of thing. We know how to do it the arty way, but we can use a Lightwave. But we're not going to buy one until next week, if we're going to buy one at all. Now, so let's just, like, for the sake of argument, back to the drawing board here. So I'm sticking with the copy paper. Right, up we go, because I think you at home can see more of what I'm doing. But trust me when I say that you can actually see through the card. Now I'm taking my 005 pen, 005, make sure it's the right one, and then I'm going to start. So here's the point. I've secured my work, okay, But I don't have to now, I don't have to do pencil and then do ink. So I'm cutting out a step, that's all. And I'm going to take it slowly. I'm not going to press too hard. And then I'm just going to start doing my thing. See? Provided you hold it in place, this is easy, easy, easy. See? And then you just take your time, add your branches, down you come. You can see exactly where everything is. Here we go. Relaxing. So you see the light wave, and this is not, I'm not trying to flog you light waves, I'm just saying that if I use mine a lot, and you it's when you've got it you realise the benefits of it. That's the bottom line. You really do. I mean, if you're a parcher, you really want one of these. But don't get it till next week. It's a really cool piece of kit. If you want to take your drawing to another level, this is a got to have, really. Okay. It really is, actually. I've always got mine on the table, and I grab it a lot. I use it a lot, and I just think, well, if I do, you will. It just, I don't know, it just makes sense to me. Lots of reasons. We've used it many times, haven't we? Even in the SHAC. I've grabbed it to show you things. So we've got leaves, we've got little leaves here. Yeah? So you can see what I'm saying is, whether you're using the transfer trick. So now, if you're here, right, then now take your pen and do the transfer on here. Or do what I'm doing and use the light wave. It's hands up those of you who have got a light machine. Right, if you've got a light machine, use it. If you haven't, you've got to go the other way. You see? So I think I've made myself suitably unpopular. You understand how the light wave works, right? So I'm just going to turn that off. We could come back to it in a minute to compare the two skills, but I sort of think I'm going to go with the person who can't afford a light wave, who hasn't got a light wave, who's done all this and said, well, that's rich. That's just dandy. I've just spent 2 weeks with her doodling this. I even bought a tracing pad, and now she's got a light wave. She's got all the singing, the all singing, all dancing, three phase. Yeah, well, no, come on. Let's do the trad way. Okay, I'll show you. It's exactly the same now. When you use your, you're going to transfer it. So, for example. Yeah, I'm sticking with the good people who have just got the pens and the tracing paper. And then I'll show you how easy it is with a light wave. I know, I'm a tease. Right, ready? So let's not worry too much yet about inking. Right, let's get it in place first. So this is the side that we drew on. You can see it's shiny, okay? Now, flipping you over. Right, this is the matte side, isn't it? This is the side we didn't draw on. So what we can do now is we can hold it in over the top of the other one. Remember, the object of this exercise, if you recall, was to join the two pieces of artwork together. That's what we're doing. So get your little circle in, get your masking tape, low tack masking tape, right? So that it doesn't tear the artwork. Right, there you go. All right, so get that in. That'll do. Got your little. Make sure it doesn't move because you're going to be on this for a while now. But what you want to do is make, if I called it a hinge, what I mean by that is you can look at what you're doing. You're going to be wanting to look all the time to see whether, one, whether you've transferred enough, and two, how much more. If you're doing that the partial art, you'll want to know how much further do I want to go with it, okay? So let's have a look now. If we go, we're going with a H pencil or HB if that's all you've got. This isn't, you use what you've got, use what you've got, people. What's more important is that you can do it, not that you use the right gear, okay? So what we're going to do now is start on the inside. And this is the best bit really, because what we're going to do is we're going to literally do exactly what we did last time again. So we're just going to redraw, but we're going to draw the bits we want. And we'll start in the middle. And I would say that probably the best thing to do would be what we'll do today. I'll just show you the trick. And then on Friday, we'll ink, because we'll do all the inking on Friday. Yeah? So let's just get started, and you'll see what the first thing to do is start on the inside. We definitely want to start on the inside. Can you see this okay? And my head's not in the way. Right, so now I think I made that so sharp it's going to break as soon as I touch the, what have I got here? H. Right, H for hard. And now I'm going to take my pencil, and I just want to make sure it's transferring. Yeah, I've already got, and see, so I don't need to do that because I've already got a line on the inside, so scrap that one, we don't need that one. Right, one around the outside. I don't need the one on the inside because the one on the inside of the centerpiece does the job. I don't need two inside lines. Got it? And then you just slowly, slowly work your way around. Here we go. When I did this for an hour earlier on, let's make sure it's working. Yeah. When I get the wrong glass, my Dame Edna's. When I was doing this for an hour earlier on, before you all came along and joined me, I really got in the zone. Yeah, I really did. So I was trying to work out how to kind of show you how to do it, the easy way and this way. You know, there are two different ways of getting to the same place. Yeah, see, so you can see exactly how it works. Let me come up real tight on the third camera, because you'll see, if you're looking at yours, you'll be thinking, oh, it's really rough. Yeah, well, so's Barbara's, look. Rough. But it's good enough to, I'll find that the pen will find it. She looks really nice like that, doesn't it? Looks really nice like that. I like it naive. Right, now, and the other thing is, we've got to remember, do you remember when we were doing this before, and we had to protect our hands, so we were always working on the outside? No different. As we go round, I would say that the little collar on the inside will do the whole thing, right up to the scallops, and then we'll start fracturing it, if that's an expression. That's a good one. Yeah, okay. So let's have a look. So we've done the inside one. We'll do the dots. We can do the dots freehand. I don't have to try and transfer the dots. That would be ridiculous. Right, so now we'll do the next one on the outside here, and we'll just go along like that, and then we'll turn it. Let's get rid of that book. Here we go. So round you come like that. Turn it. So you keep doing the same area, but you just keep moving the... There we go. Paul's on telly this afternoon. 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock. He's on Hochanda. Cool. He's got some lovely, lovely stuff to show you. So do join him. He's pedalling away at the office. Let's make sure it doesn't move while we're working. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. I think the thing about this work here, this particular artwork, you know that whole calm down, slow down thing that we were talking about? This is the calm down, slow down. If you want to do these nicely, you can't do them fast. Yeah, there you go. See, one layer at a time. So now we've got the crosses to do. So Do you remember last time when we did this? It was easiest to do it all in one direction and then all in the other direction. See, the only, to me, without stating the obvious, if you use a light wave, I could be doing this in ink now, so I don't have to do it twice. That's to me. But depends how much time you've got. If you know, you don't have to have a light wave to do the job. That's the point. If this was black parchment, you'd have a hell of a job. You know, there are occasions when you can't do it without a light wave, but this is not one of them. This is not one of them. So we're going to go in the same direction. It's like a candy cane, see? And I just keep turning the artwork. Is my head in the way? How far have I gone? Oh, nice. Looks like rope. There you go. And then what we'll do is, you see, we'll go back over it all again on Friday with that. Now we're going the other way now. We're doing the crisscross. Here we go. And on Friday we'll go over it again with ink. And then we'll rub out our pencil marks. And then the transfer will be complete. It's great, isn't it? There you go. Slowly does it. Just got to make sure that it doesn't move while you... Oh, hello, wrong one. Missed it. Go back over that one, great. How far have I gone? Oh, I've still got a ways to go. So you can understand why we've got a hinge, if you like, so that I can see my progress. Because this is the only thing, is you can't see where you've been and where you haven't been really, unless the light hits it. It's a little bit darker. And then on that one, to be fair, once I've done all the transfer, still haven't gone all the way around yet, Gray. I don't think I need to, I'm not that daft. I can put the dots in when I've done that. You know what I mean? These aren't working. Why is this not working? I'm going the wrong way again. There we go. That's it. I was like, going over the same one again. All done. You see, so that one now, when I go to do the inking, you know that little dot in the middle, much as you'd like to do it because it looks so pretty, right, like that, I don't need to do that with my pencil. I can do that with my ink afterwards. But already, and this is the point, you've got your mandala template, so your lovely mandala template. Keep that in a safe place, okay? But when you turn it, now have a look, and you'll see that even at this level, just that little frame is just delightful. You don't need more. You could do, doesn't that look pretty? Just that on its own, you know? You don't have to go mad. You can just do that. When you're doing hand-drawn things, this is the loveliness of this, is you can stop wherever you like. Let's do one more layer together. Let's do the, do you know what I need? I need something to lean on so it doesn't, right. So let's do one more. I'm going to do the scallops. I'm going to do the scallops. Let me show you on here so that you can see them when they're inked. If you look up tight, up close, right. So we've done this bit now, this bit. We've done that and we've done that, except for the dots. We could do that in ink. And the next thing we're going to do is these scallops, these ones here. Okay, going to do that. And then after that one, we can start deciding whether we want to lose it, add it, keep going. You see, it's up to you then. or do the whole lot. That's what it looks like. If I just do that for you, you can see what it looks like if you do the whole thing. It's choices, choices, choices. It's good though, isn't it? Look, if I hold it at an angle like that, it really looks dimensional. It really looks as if it's tiered, doesn't it? Cool. Do you know what I think? When I see this, and my friends at home, you good people, I bet you're looking at this going, because I am, so you must be as well. I think, I did that. That impresses the pants off of me, that I created this, and you must be thinking the same thing, because you haven't been given anything apart from a bit of guidance and a wheel from Lucy. So all of this in front of you is your art, it's your art. And once you figure this out, you see, and you've got that, you can make your own patterns. You know how easy that is, right? So you could be like your own mandala artist now, It's like you're off and running, you're doing it. And these are just little tricks and tips on how to transfer to things that aren't translucent, how to make it easy, skip a step with a light wave, but don't buy it yet, wait till next week. These things are all just tricks and tips, really. Now, let's have a think. Right, we're going to do the scallops. Come on, stop waffling, Fanny. Right, scallops next. So I'm using an H pencil, hard, and I'm going to start down here now. Right, so I know where I am. I'm going to do the outside edge first. Slowly does it. And I'm going to do all the outside first. I found, do you remember when we did it the first time round? I found I was much better if I went in all one direction and then all the next direction. And the other thing is, when you're not talking to yourself like me right now, well, I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you. But like when you're doing, I know a lot of you will be watching, soaking it up, figuring out how your own plan, oh, hello, missed one, right? But when you're actually doing it and you haven't got to talk and think about what you're saying and think about the cameras like I am here, it's so relaxing. Because I did it before you all turned up, and it's quite a magical process, this. I could spend the rest of my days doing mandalas. Yeah. Let's have a look. If your pencil starts to feel a bit blunt, just turn it a bit. There you go. So I've got my, nice. Right, next time, now we're going round on the inside now, doing the inside. Is my head in the way? I'm sorry if it is. See, earlier on when I did it and I used the light wave, that's really kind of, because you're doing the pen, so you can see your work and you're penning, you're going straight to ink, and that's quite nice too. That's very what's the word? Not rewarding. Yeah, it feels good because you get an instant result, whereas here it's that hop, skip and a jump, isn't it? There we go. Just got to keep your eye on which one you've done and which one you haven't. Here we go. Right. So let's have a look. Cool, I'm not very good at seeing where I've been and where I haven't been. Okay. That's why I'm not very good at grid work with parchment. Because I don't... My mind wanders. That's better, now I've got my eye in, see? If you concentrate, it's a piece of cake. Let's have a look. I've done it all? Yeah. Nice, eh? Now, we've got choices here. If you want to, you could go like, see all the lines inside here? Let me just say this. It's up to you. right? If I want, I would suggest, you see that one line there, that one line there, if you did the one in the middle, that will give you, that gives you that one in the middle. That looks quite good actually. But what I'm saying is, right, if I was doing, let's pretend it's Friday. I know I said, staying today, do today, don't worry about Friday, do today. And now I'm going, right, now pretend it's Friday. What I'm saying is, it's up to you how much you give yourself in the transfer. So have a look here. For example, if you only do, what have I got now? Right, if you only do this much, then you could ostensibly, you could do these dots like clearly. You could do these dots in here when you ink, that little line in there, and you could also do these ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could do that quite happily. I'm going to come in tight now, without having to transfer it all. Having said that, of course, your transfer is not complete, and when you go to flip it, it might not be there. But you see what I'm getting at? Excuse me, go. So you could do those dots without doing the dots. You could do the get it? It's up to you. It looks a bit ropey at the moment, but it will be absolutely amazing when it's done. So there's your choices. You decide now whether you want to go through all these, right, and transfer all the lines. And the other thing is, excuse me, the other thing to decide is which parts you want to do. Now, if you're doing partial art like this, you know what, the easiest thing to do is do the whole thing without, you haven't got to think about it. But if you were doing partial art, right, what I did was I looked at the tree and I thought, well, I got a bit carried away, but that's my bad. But for example, I kind of used the tree as my guide. I probably wouldn't have done as much up there. I probably would have come in a bit more, done it a bit tattier. But the thing about it is, like this is a bit better. This area is more what I had in mind. But I wanted to be able to show you what it looks like when it's completely done versus what it looks like when it's partially done. See, to me, very arty. This would look artier if it was a little bit more like that. Look, you get what I'm saying? Do you get it? See, if you use that area there, this area here, very arty, especially if you want to do an overlay. So, your choice. But what I was going to suggest is that's actually, see, mine's already inked. Do you remember I said I inked? I went straight to ink, so I had to go with what I had. Whereas if you're doing the traditional way, this way, you can stop, can't you? You can say, right, now for example, I can look at this and I can say, look, I'll show you. I'll go, right, I want to do this area here, right? So maybe I'll start with this. I'll tell you what I did was I put these in, these dots here. You know the way we started the last time? So I'll do that one. Maybe I'll miss one, so I don't want to do that one. Maybe I'll just do that, and I'll stop there, because I can always add it. And the other thing is, the good news is, it's only in pencil. So if I don't like it, I can get rid of it. You see? So once I've done that, now I can say, right, well, there's my dot. So I can bring this one in now, like that. There you go. So I can start to add my partial art. Let's call it that. Oh, you know what I've done now? Is that one there? So I missed that one out, didn't I? Yeah, so I'll miss that one out. And now I'll go again. There. And then I had one there. Right? So when I turn this over, I'm adding bits. Do you see what I mean? And if I think, well, that looks ridiculous with that bit missing, well, I just go back in and add it, don't I? Because I've got my hinge here, nothing's moving, and even if it does move, I can always readjust it and put it back again. So the bottom line is that now you know how to, you're not that far away, right, from doing your partial art. You can decide. And when it comes to the complex bits like this, let's say, just let me do this. With this bit here, like that. Again, I shouldn't be leaning across my work. I should be, this particular netting in here, if you had a struggle with getting that in line last time, then you don't have to do it all again. You just trace it out and there it is. You see? So you can use your mandala completely 100%. You can use it partially. You can decide yourself whether you want to put the dots in or whether you want to ink it with the dots. Maybe you don't even want to use ink. Maybe you just want to stick to pencils. Maybe you think, do you know what? I like sketch. I like the sketchy look. I don't want to use black ink. Who knows? You may want to use coloured pencils. You may want to do watercolour. It's your art, you know. There are no mandala please here. It's not a competition. It's entirely what you want it to be. And I think that's the key. When it's your original artwork, when it's yours and you own it, right? That's when the real joy of being creative kicks in. You know, I'm just here to give you a couple of pointers, you know, a couple of little directions, tricks and tips, and then you've got it all available to you. You've got the tracing paper, then you've got that trick, you've got the light wave trick, don't buy it till next week. You've got all the different tricks all lined up, and then you decide what have you got available to you, what have you got in your cupboard, what suits you best, and then you make your own art. You know, that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. Nothing more and nothing less. That, and to keep you company so that we all know what to do Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 10 o'clock. Okay? So today's Wednesday. I'm off to pop up pottery, which I'm really excited about. What are we doing today? Oh, I know, I can't get enough of it. So 2 weeks ago on Wednesday, I threw 6 pots on the wheel. Last Wednesday, I turned 6 pots, which means I shaped them. So all things being equal, they will have gone in the kiln now, and they will have been bisque fired, okay? And so today I'm going to glaze them. Yes, I am. So there you go. That's my afternoon sorted. And what are you going to be doing? Have you got anything nice lined up? Going to bake a cake? Do something, do some knitting, do some doodling, do mandalas. What are you going to do? Yeah, do something that gives you joy. That's my suggestion for the day. So I see you on Friday. Don't forget to tune in to Paul, 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock. He will be on Hochanda. And other than that, Steve, thank you so much for your help today. And I don't think I've forgotten anything. I'll see you on Friday at 10 o'clock. And we will, if you could, between now and then, just do the transfer. Don't have to do the inking, just do the transfer. Do it where you like. And then on Friday, we'll do the best bit, which is the inking. Well, that's great, because you haven't got to think about that. You just got to ink it. You don't have to think, you just got to ink. All right, lots of love. Have a smashing day, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye now.